Hello everyone, Ray here. It's been a crazy of couple of past months. I hope everyone is doing fine. I hope you're taking care of yourself, wearing your mask when you go out, washing your hands as often as you can. And this time around, I want to talk a little bit about the process I had with this painting in particular. I wanted to do something special. The 4th of July was my character's birthday, Ray's birthday, and I make a habit of making something for him every 4th of July. This year I finished a little earlier. Of course, this video is a little bit late, but yeah, just wanted to do something for him, go a little bit beyond this time because, well, I'm trapped at home, pretty much in house arrest, like you should all do, if possible. If you don't have to work outside, please don't work from home. But yeah, I started out with traditional sketch actually, but I scratched that idea because I wanted his uniform to be more visible, and that original sketch only had his right side showing. You can go and see that on my Instagram or Twitter, link on the description below. But yeah, I scratched that idea and started a new sketch a new sketch digitally, and I was happy with this one. So I printed it out and passed it onto my watercolor paper and just started painting. Just started with a watercolor but then I was like, is this the right paper? I've always wondered if I'm using the right kind of paper. I know it's watercolor paper, or maybe I'm just not good at watercolor. It could be I need more practice. But I always have this problem with my paper just bending, and I know this is normal. You're applying water to your paper, that's gonna happen. But whenever I look at tutorials, they just do this once and the paper doesn't bend over anymore. But this always happens to me. Or maybe, I don't know, the speed paints don't show everything. That could be it. But yeah, watercolor, as much as it's fun and relaxing to me, it also stresses me a little bit whenever I don't get the results I want, which is almost all the time. But nevertheless, this was a good practice. I really enjoyed my time with it. And a little tip, if you're gonna do watercolor, make sure you finish it in the first 2 days after you apply your masking tape, because oh my gosh, I think either I'm using the wrong masking tape or it's just old or something, but it's just glues so bad on the paper, peels off. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. Or maybe I'm just using the wrong material in general. I don't know. Can someone that does watercolor professionally tell me what I'm doing wrong? Okay, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I started applying color to the character, and then I took a break because I wanted clouds in the background. Or actually, I wanted plants, but I did a few practices and I didn't really like how that looked. And then I saw some paintings, I'm not sure where I saw them, can't remember, maybe Pinterest, some bead paints maybe, of clouds, and I was like, that's just what I want. And Chili, my editor, commented that he really liked the idea of clouds because Ray, my character, is a half vampire, so he can go out in the light, out in the sun. And I thought, okay, clouds it is. So I made a few test practices, you could say. And when I kind of got the process down, what I wanted to do, how I wanted it to look like, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back into my actual painting. And this is where the problem with the masking tape comes into play. But since I'm not really sure how to explain that, I'll just skip over it. So yeah, I started with this wet on wet, I believe it's called, wet on wet process. I wetted the whole background and then I applied the painting on wet. And it was looking okay. I liked how it came out. It took a lot of refining, a lot of going back and forth. And I guess this is normal when it comes to watercolor. But I really had to be careful because I've worked with watercolor a few times before. And if I apply too much water, then my paper is gonna start tearing down. And I know this isn't a problem of mine exclusively. It happens to everyone who works with watercolor. And really, if you know of a good paper that I can use for watercolor, please leave in the comments, because I love the paper I use, but sometimes I think it's not the most adequate for this. I don't know, maybe it's for lighter work, and I usually tend to really build up my colors when it comes to watercolor. And while I love using this paper, this watercolor paper, for my Prismacolor work, I don't know, as I've said before, I guess I'm just no good with watercolor. So yeah, I got the background down sort of like how I wanted. Had to go over it with some acrylic white because the clouds just were too blue, but I guess that turned out okay. I liked the result. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I liked it. And then I went out to do the little details on Ray, which actually I had to go and do with my Prismacolors because I didn't really want to ruin it with the watercolors. Another thing is that I actually changed a bit of the process here. I usually do the line art before I start adding color, but in this one I decided, okay, let's just do the watercolor and then the line art after, because I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment, I guess. I wanted to do the line arts or the outlines of the character with color. I was thinking of using just like a brownish kind of thing because I see people actually use pens, but I don't have pens. So as I was starting with the outline, I was like, nope, I'm not gonna use the brown all over him. And that's when I started using gray for the shirt and blue for his hair and stuff. And I thought that was nice. I think it came out nice. It's different from what I usually do, which is the black line art. Untraditional anyways. I'm trying to actually do a little bit different when it comes to digital line art. So yeah, that's what happened to the line work. And then the shadows on the character. I've been using purple kind of colors, magenta for the shadows on my digital work too. Well, on my digital usually it's like complementary to the piece I'm doing. But yeah, since I added kind of pinkish to the clouds, okay, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this color on the shadows for the character. So, you know, it would pop out, and I really liked how that looked. But yeah, I've been using purple and those kind of colorish, pinkish colors to do shadows on my traditional work because I think it gives it a little bit more contrast. I did do shadows before the purple one. I used the same color, just applied it with a little bit more force so it would be noticeable, so it would be there so that I would know where I have to add the purple shadow. And yeah, that's pretty much my process here. I really liked how it came out, and then I added a bit of a white outline, you know, a little bit of reflections here and there in the hair with my gel white pen. Is that what you call it? Maybe it's backwards, I don't know. Yeah, I used my white pen to do a little bit of an outline outside of the character so it could contrast with the background, and a little bit of details here and there with him. So yeah, that was my little bit of an explanation of my piece. I know it's not a good explanation, it's the first time I'm trying to do this. And thanks for watching. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Really don't go outside if you need to. If you do, please wear your mask, wash your hands. Just wear your mask, people. It's not that hard. I know that some people have problems with it because maybe it's hard to breathe, maybe it's too hot where you live. Just make the effort. You never know. Okay, and yeah, that's it for me. I hope you have a good day wherever you are. This was Ray from Mystic Nova, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye!